to pop culture and everything in between.
We absolutely will agree this episode. For one, I know I sound better. Two, I know you look better for your video, not you yourself. You look better, yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be one of those episodes where we have a guest on the whole episode. So
Hey,
Jonathan joins us. He is back. Talk. Oh, he's there and now he left. So oh, there he is. He's back. So Jonathan joins. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing, man?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
nothing much. Appreciate you for jumping on with us today, bro.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's always a pleasure you guys let me on, man. I always appreciate that.
Yes,
Of
sir.
course, man.
It's
So
always
let's.
my idea, by the way. Just to let everybody out there know.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We can always look back at the text message and everything. But all right. So yeah, we just gonna hop right into it, man. We'll get into some NFL will be all next week. Obviously, we'll talk some NFL. I'm sorry, NBA playoffs next week. But of course, we got the NFL draft next week too as well. So we'll dive into all of that stuff. But I just have to ask before we get into the WNBA and then the NBA and the playing games and all that stuff. I just gotta ask you guys, as Cowboys fans, I just have to sprinkle this in. How are you feeling? There's rumors about Dak. There's rumors about CD not being there. What's
This
the
is a question
temperature?
for you, Jonathan. We only have one Cowboy fan on the show today.
I mean, honestly, when Jerry said that we were going all in, I know Stephen Jones is running the team. He's been running it since 2012. So I knew it was total BS when Jerry said that because I know how Stephen Jones operates. So Stephen Jones clearly had. So what people don't understand about the salary cap that it's more cash heavy than people think. So if the owner's willing to spend the cash up front, you could manipulate the salary cap however you want to sign whoever you want. It's if you're willing to spend the cash up front. Stephen Jones doesn't want to do that. He's cheap. He doesn't want to spend cash up front. I think the issue is he has a certain cash budget and he doesn't want to go over it no matter what, which is why even though it's time to pay Dak, CD, and Micah, he's like holding off because I don't care how you feel about Dak Prescott as a Cowboys fan. What other franchise quarterback in the league has to go through this much just to get an extension?
Well, and what other quarterback is going to be better for the Dallas Cowboys than Dak Prescott? Also, that's the other
He's
thing.
not. No,
So
he's not.
I don't know why they're doing this. It's very weird. The Cowboys are being ran terribly right now. Um,
They're being ran so terribly.
I don't understand. I mean, they got a chance to kind of make up for themselves. Brandon Ayuk just asked for a trade.
Hmm.
Cowboys are on the short list. I've been saying all along, ever since we got rid of Amari, ever since they got rid of Amari, excuse me. I could say we back then, it was we. We got rid of Amari that needed another receiver out there. Brandon Ayuk, I think, is top three, maybe four route runners in the league. I mean, we seen what they just traded for Diggs. Ayuk is in a similar situation where it might just be a 1 year deal, but I mean, see how it looks, man. Give yourself a chance, something. But I don't know. They're being ran horribly right now. I don't like to see it. Didn't get a running back. Didn't get a receiver. Lost what? Two receivers, one receiver. Lost a running
One.
back.
Yep.
Lost a couple linemen. People
It's
in the building saying they tired of Michael Parsons. It just looks like a shit show right now, Dallas,
yeah.
and it's really crazy.
It's funny too because I always say this. It's funny how when every time a big time players do for a contract in Dallas, negative news just starts coming out. It's the front office putting that news out there because
Oh
it's
yeah,
they try to negotiate in the media. They're trying to gain any kind of leverage, like any kind of leverage. So if they can
Hmm.
win over like the fan base, like oh yeah, this is going on with Dak. Oh, we don't like Michael Parsons anymore. Like try to win over that casual fan base so they can try to negotiate in a court of public opinion to try to gain any kind of leverage. They always do that. It happened to Dez. It happened to Dak. It's happening to Michael Parsons right now. They always operate this way.
Okay.
yeah. I don't know what's going on with them, man. It's ridiculous. But
Yeah. We
hey,
will.
a couple more months, and I get to enjoy the rest of the NFL.
Yeah, get ready for that CD holdout. It's coming.
It seemed like from what I heard, he was holding out of practice already. Him and was another receiver that
Ayuk,
was hold that
was
was
that
hold.
you?
No,
Yes.
Ayuk asked for the trade. So he asked for the
Okay.
trade. So I mean, I don't know if he's holding out necessarily from him asking for the trade. But another big time receiver. I think it was Justin Jefferson. I think it was. I think it was him.
Right,
yeah,
right.
both of them holding out. So I mean, shoot, there's been rumbles about Chargers possibly linked with Ayuk. I would love that. We just signed J.K. Dobbins, which hey man, we just signed J.K. Dobbins. So hopefully he can be the J.K. Dobbins of old. That before he got hurt and everything. But it's So anyway,
rather have
at least
him
your
on
team
back
spends
than-
money.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd rather sign him than Royce Freeman.
yeah.
The old Royce, the new Royce, next year Royce.
Yeah.
Stop to be J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, but all right, so we'll go ahead and hop into this WNBA draft. I'm sure, Jonathan, you're familiar with the women's college basketball. Okay, perfect.
Absolutely,
All right, cool.
yeah.
So
Were you able to watch it?
Yeah, the national championship game, the Final Four. Yeah, I watched all of it. Yeah.
No, the
Perfect.
draft. I mean, if you saw pick
The draft. Oh yeah, the draft. Yeah,
Like
Caitlyn Clark
20
go number one. Yeah, I saw it the first
Yeah.
5-6 picks. Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean the most important ones. So I'll ask one of you guys or both of you guys, I guess, the biggest winners of the draft. We obviously saw what LA did with getting their 2 girls, and then also to Chicago getting 2 girls. Caitlyn Clark obviously goes to Indiana. So who do you guys think the biggest winners in this draft are? Go ahead, Marlon.
Oh, me? I think
Yeah.
there's only one winner for me. Indiana Fever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Nobody. And the Aces. I think the Aces got a little bit better. I like D Fair.
Kate Martin too.
Did they get her?
They got her.
I don't
That
think
was
she'll play very much. But I did. That was she was like, oh, I just came to see Caitlyn, but
yeah.
I just need opportunity. But it's gonna be tough, bro. I don't know if you guys watched any. I think Deasia Fair is her name at Syracuse, the point guard, small, but dog. All the spotlight was on Caitlyn Clark, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
But she is the 3rd overall leading scorer in women's college basketball history, and she's going to the team that just won the back-to-back championships. So I think she'll find her way on the court, help that team, let Kelsey Plum, let Chelsea Gray rest a little bit without the scoring falling off too much. So I think Indiana, obviously, Caitlyn Clark, the money, the TV games, the venues, the revenue, all that kind of stuff. They're the winner for that. But I like what the championship team did, adding another scorer in the rotational guard.
Jonathan?
Oh yeah, for me, it's only one winner. It's obviously good picks for the teams, but the one winner is Indiana Fever by Caitlyn Clark. I don't think people realize how she's completely revolutionizing women's basketball right now, right before our very eyes. What she's done for the game of women's basketball, it's no other female has ever been able to do this. That's bring in the casual male basketball fan into women's basketball. That's why the numbers she's doing is just out of control. The national championship game drew 30 million views. The WNBA drew over 4 million viewers. Most watched WNBA event in history. In less than 24 hours, she did over $1 million in jersey sales, the number one selling jersey already. Believe me, the Indiana Fever owners, they're crying tears of joy right now because they might turn a profit this year. So, yeah, like believe me, that's the only winner, man. And just to add on to that, it's the reason why she's revolutionizing women's basketball is because I don't think a lot of people have paid attention or realized this is she plays like an NBA guard. She plays like a current NBA guard. Like what female basketball player have you ever seen pulls up from 28, 29, 30 feet out, splash, puts girls in isolation, says, hey, come get this work, drive, step back. Like she plays like a current, like when you watch Dame and Steph and these guys, Caitlyn Clark plays the same exact way. So, and we've never seen a woman with this amount of range and this level of skill set before. That's why she's drawing the male audience, because when you watch Caitlyn Clark, you're like watching a current NBA guard right now. So that's why it's so entertaining to watch her.
Facts. Yeah. And obviously, when you look at what LA did with getting Jackson, I believe her name was Rakia Jackson, and I'm drawing a blank right now. The big girl, Steph's god sister.
Oh, you talking about
Cameron
Brink?
Cameron Brink from Stanford? Yeah.
Defensively, I think that's going to be great. Obviously, Rakia brings something great on the offensive side, so I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to suck as much as they did over the years. So I think they're going to come. Chicago, obviously, with Cardoza, and that's a great fit for her. And now Angel Reese was the number one girl that I didn't know where she would fit, only because we and Marlon, we've talked about this before. On the offensive side, she's not a great offensive player. Kind of can't really create her own shot, but she can rebound and she can play some defense. That's really the highlight of her game. So I think going to somewhere like Chicago definitely does fit both of them. So I think those two there is going to be good. So it's a lot of good matchups. Like I said, with Kate Martin, I think she was a steal. Marlon, you said you don't think she's going to play. Chelsea Gray's getting up there in age, but also too you have Kelsey Plum, and then they got another wing there too. I forget her name, but
Yeah, she might have been. She wasn't the Finals MVP, but she played like the Finals MVP.
yeah,
We're talking about
yeah. I forget her name. Long hair. I forget her name. But yeah. So and she's actually their best player in my opinion, right next to.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're finishing that sentence.
Yeah, right next to Asia Wilson. So,
Okay.
but yeah, no, it's
Scared me.
definitely a great, and like you said too, Caroline used to. My wife always. I've never missed a WNBA for the past like 5-6 years. There's no audience. It's just cameras, the crowd. It's quiet in there. It's nothing like this was the first one that they actually had to sell tickets for, which I thought was pretty dope. So, yeah,
Jackie Young.
Jackie Young, yes, Jackie. Thank you for that. Which Jackie, a walking bucket, creating her own shot, defense. She's the backbone of that team for sure. So whenever anybody else is not consistent, Jackie Young's always on there and ready to go. So, and I think for the Team USA for the women's, Jackie, I'm sure it's Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart. They got some dogs on there. So hoping for the women's. We'll talk about the men's
My
team
girl
USA in a little bit.
DT still playing.
Yeah, she
Still locked in.
45 years old, she's still out there, and
she's about LeBron's age.
Talking trash still too.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, they was hating. I love that show they did, her and Sue Bird, but they was hating on Caitlyn Clark. Like, dog, she ain't had that hard a time.
Man,
bad.
Nothing but some real good college players that are now, they're now got a WNBA jersey. She gonna have her way.
Facts. So, all right. So Caitlyn and the big three. Marlon and I were going back and forth about this. I'm sure, Jonathan, you heard that $5 million is what she was offered. I think Lil Baby said I'll match that and I'll get you 10 million. So I don't know how true that part is, but at least what's confirmed was a $5 million. So if you were Caitlyn, Jonathan, what would you do in this situation? Are you going out there? I don't know when the season starts. I know it's summertime. I think it's about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. But would you go out there and play in the big three for $5 million if you're Caitlyn?
That's a tough one, only because playing against guys and grown men, the physicality of that, I don't know how she'll be able to handle that. But for $5 million, depending on what she's making outside of the WNBA and endorsements, which I'm pretty sure is about to be astronomical pretty soon, I may not take the risk, depending how much money I'm making outside of the WNBA. Now, if I was somebody like a pre-Caitlyn Clark, absolutely, take it in a heartbeat. Because I'm not getting $10, $15 million outside of endorsements, things like that outside of the WNBA. So that kind of a paycheck, yeah, absolutely. But like a Caitlyn Clark, who I think can generate serious money outside of the WNBA, I may not take that risk.
Marlon, your stance?
Yeah, I'm the same way. She made $3 million off of NIL money. That's number one. Two, you did $1 million in jersey sales, so we don't know exactly what that amounts to. It's a good amount of money.
$72.82
per jersey.
No, for her. After all of that, after it's split between the WNBA PA and the rest of the players.
Is that confirmed, or is that a number you just you just made up? Or
how much do you think they make off each jersey?
I don't know.
After it's made.
If let's say if a jersey's $100, I don't see why they
jerseys better not cost $100. That's how much an NBA jersey costs.
Yeah. Okay. We want to split the 75 ish.
75 for shits and giggles. Shout out to
I'm gonna just say somewhere between $5 and $7, maybe even 10. I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out there.
But
so and if you sell a million jerseys,
but that's not split between her and the owners. It's split between the owners.
The league gets a piece of that. I know. Yeah,
and the
absolutely.
Players Association.
Yes.
and she gets her portion from that.
But it's only gonna grow from there. We don't know however much she gets. Okay, whatever, cool. Which obviously we don't know. But when you look at that, she's already in a commercial with State Farm, not saying a word. They're just showing her playing, shooting, or whatever. Which I've never seen anything like that before. So I think that's dope. Say it again.
Yes, you have. State Farm has been doing commercials with athletes for the past 15 years now.
In college though, what college player have you seen?
Paid until now. This is the first year.
No, it's I don't know. Is
JuJu Watkins is in a commercial?
Is it the first year?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it may have been the second or third. So I don't know, but you got State Farm. I'm sure she's gonna have a Nike deal. She's gonna have other deals too as well. So me personally, back to the subject, I'm not doing it, messing around and trying to go against some old head who still think he still got it, trying to play over aggressive because he got the publicity, the cameras are around and all that stuff. I'm not messing around and getting hurt by doing that. And then from there, Achilles, knee. We've seen certain things that could happen. And I know you'll probably say, well, she could get hurt in a regular game. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll take that risk. But I'm not taking a risk trying to get some fast money just to, play basketball. And also, too, I don't think it would fit with the schedule with the WNBA anyway.
No, on top of that, too, I know she's made it because she's already been on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. That's which is huge. So I don't know. I'm just not. She's not hurting for money. I don't know where her family comes from, but she already made $3 million, probably way more than that with all the commercials, endorsements, other stuff that we haven't heard of yet. So I'm not necessarily hurting for money like that. For Ice Cube, I love it for him just because it's a win-win situation for him. If she does it, I mean, shoot, now I can pack out from what was a $5,000 seat, stadium for as far as what we don't have blocked off to, $20,000-$30,000, So, but outside of looking in, I get it. $5 million for me to play for a month and a half, 2 months. Of course, I'm taking that all day long if it's one of us. But somebody like that who has a whole future ahead of her, it's just not. It's not worth it.
Are y'all done being wrong yet?
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
You take the money. Who's the best player in the WNBA? Who's the most popular player in the WNBA?
Breanna Stewart.
Breanna Stewart. She has endorsements. She has all these things, right?
She got her own
best
shoe.
Player. Was she won 3 or 4 national championships?
Four straight.
In college? When was the last time you seen her in a commercial?
Yesterday, with her own shoe.
Breanna Stewart? You
yes.
saw Breanna Stewart commercial? Oh, during the WNBA draft?
No.
Bro, I've never seen a Breanna Stewart commercial. And she's with like Puma or something. So that I haven't seen a Puma Mellow Ball shoe, let alone a Caitlyn Clark shoe. But anyway, you had your time.
You asked me a question.
I know.
I'm answering your question.
You lied to me.
I lied to you.
I'm searching it on YouTube right now.
Go ahead. She has
$5 million.
She got at least 4 or 5 commercials. I'll tell you right now. With
you're
those
telling
shoes.
me. You're telling
and
me.
And the Stewie 2s are out right now, by the way.
Wow. So I don't care. This is the thing.
You asked me a question.
I asked you about a commercial. You're telling me about Stewie shoes. Have you seen a pair? Breanna, I don't even need Breanna Stewart. Forget her. Nike, because that's where Caitlyn Clark is going to go, presumably, right? That's where Stewart started. Sabrina Ionescu, best player coming out of the league last year. Her own shoe. She's got 20% of the guys in the NBA wearing her shoe. All these things, right? If you see her on TV, you might not know who she is unless you watch women's basketball, right? That's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, you can say she gets 10 commercials. It's not $5 million, bro. Nike's not giving her $5 million. They don't have to. And this is the thing. If you think that the big three is going to be any more physical for her than the WNBA is about to be, because do you think the girls who were in the WNBA last 5-10 years and wasn't nobody coming to their games, and now she's got stadiums packed out, do you think they want to be the one she comes in and puts a show on? Bro, did you see Kelsey Plum when she was talking to Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird? She said the first time she played against Diana Taurasi, she said, "Oh, hey, how's the family doing? Oh, okay, blah, blah, blah." And then elbowed her in her gut and went and hit a jumper on her. Like, they're not going to take it easy on Caitlyn Clark because she got the arena packed. They're going to take their shots at her. She has a chance to get hurt. But what she doesn't have a chance to do in the WNBA, make $5 million in city. One season. It's not. She has to play like 12 years before she'll make $4 million.
But again, I don't think it's about the money for her. And I know with us, if we were in that situation, we would take that all day long.
If it's not about the money, why get endorsements? Why are we talking about NIL money? If it's not about money, then what are
we're not going to turn down money just to be in a commercial or talk or to represent something or to.
But you're going to turn down money to play half court basketball for 20 games?
I'm not. If I'm a woman, I'm not playing around with no old
grown man.
She don't go to the hole in women's basketball. What makes y'all think she's going to go to the hole?
Oh, yeah, she does.
Now, come on now. That's where you lost. That's where you lost.
She does.
Okay, she it's just like her game is exactly like Steph Curry's. Steph Curry don't go to the hole. He does. Floaters, like layups, he does. Like their games are identical. Now you know better than that, Marlon. You watch her.
Oh, my bad. We talking about Caitlyn Clark right now because she goes to the hole, right?
You're saying she doesn't ever at all?
I'm saying if she takes 5 shots, 4.5 of them are jumpers.
Okay, she still has. Okay. She still goes. She still drives sometimes. She doesn't drive all the time, but she drives. Like, don't act like she doesn't. She never drives.
They play games to 20 in the Big Three. They have 20 games.
I'm telling you.
The owner of the league has said, hey, I'm going to move the schedule around to make these fit for you so you can fulfill your league obligations and fulfill ours. We'll move cities around because I'm the owner and I have the ability to do so, and it's a smaller league. But I'm willing to give you $5 million because I know what it'll do for our business.
Of course he is, because it's a win-win for him
and for her. Bro,
I'm not.
What if she goes and tears her ACL this year in the WNBA?
That's fine. I will live with that because you're playing.
Is she still going to be on a bunch of commercials? Is she still going to sell all the jerseys?
Yeah, she would. Yeah. She would. She's loved, and you know that.
How much did Paige Bueckers make this year in NIL? Second best player in college basketball. How much money is she making in NIL?
I don't have that in my handy danny notebook, but it's probably.
I mean, are you taking Paige Bueckers over JuJu Watkins right now?
Yes.
Oh no, bro. No, JuJu Watkins over Paige Bueckers easily.
That's a good conversation.
No, it's not.
Good transition.
It's not even close. If you put Paige on USC, she would have did the same exact thing, if not more, than JuJu, and went further.
JuJu's doing the same thing, Caitlyn. She's pulling from like 30 feet out.
Oh, wait, you just told me Caitlyn makes layups. JuJu goes to the hole. But that doesn't matter. She's playing on a team with 6 other All-Americans in UConn.
I don't know about 6, but I get your point. I don't know about 6.
What do you mean? Who's not 6 All-Americans? They're all All-Americans. It's still Gino Ariema.
Okay, so how many? Okay, so does Paige Bueckers have the range to pull from 30 feet out?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen her do it.
She doesn't do it all the time.
Y'all want to talk about women's basketball. Marlon, is Paige good?
Absolutely. Her mid-range is a little bit better, but she can pull. I will give her that. She can pull, but she's more of a mid-range and a driver.
She doesn't have to do as much as JuJu had to do this year. I'll give her that. JuJu did what she had to do to get her team where she was going. Like I said, Paige is playing with her teammate got drafted in the top 5 of the WNBA draft. it's nobody from USC get drafted this year, next year. When is JuJu available? Because that's when somebody from USC will get drafted.
JuJu, she can technically turn pro now if she wanted to, but like women's players, because of the NIL money and the pay for WNBA, most of them stay 3-4 years.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is she's not playing with WNBA talent. Everybody on UConn could go to the league. That's what they've been doing for the past 20 years, sending girls to the league. So all I'm saying is Paige, and coming off an injury, has dumbed herself down to make this team what they were, a Final Four team. But I'm also saying I think JuJu will be better in 3 years. But right now, today, I think Paige is the better player.
And which is crazy, too, because I think we've all seen what happened with Paige as far as with the injuries and seeing what she did as a freshman, which is crazy. She was going to have a great sophomore year, then got hurt, and then basically stayed out 1.5 years. And then here she is, and I feel like this is when the world found out about her, when a lot of people maybe didn't know about her or forgot about her or whatever the case is. But, yeah,
she's National Player of the Year.
Yeah.
What, 3 years ago? 3 years ago?
About 3, yeah. And then got hurt that next year and then stayed out all of 2023. So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely happy for her, but But JuJu, I will say this: I love JuJu's game. She's only going to get better. And
Facts.
it's as far as longevity, as far as if we want to transition to WNBA, I think JuJu, if I'm not mistaken, I think JuJu's a little bit bigger. I like JuJu's shot a little bit better, but as far as mid-range driving, passing ability, I got to go to Paige all day. 100%.
And I didn't even mean to start that argument because I love JuJu Watkins. Don't get me wrong. I said she's going to be on this podcast. I said she'll be the best women's basketball player ever. Mm-hmm. But I just brought up Paige for the sheer fact that one injury could change the way people talk about you, could change the way people look at you. And y'all might not care about money. $5 million. You wouldn't have told me she made $3 million in NIL if it wasn't about no money. So I'm saying $5 million is a lot of money to anybody, especially somebody who's going to go play basketball for $70,000.
Trust me, we would take that in a heartbeat. It depends on who you are. There's certain players. Angel Reese, I would tell her to do that all day long.
Angel Reese wouldn't get that kind of money because she ain't got that kind of game.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like somebody of that caliber, that stature, yeah, go for it, go take it.
But I will make this argument though. We are saying this from the perspective of we don't have $5 million. Caitlyn Clark already has a few $1 million in her bank account. So from that perspective, that's a completely different viewpoint because I can be like, maybe I'm not worried about that $5 million. I got 10 more from these areas coming in like the next 2 years. So we are looking at it from a different perspective.
Sports messed up if you think she's making $10 million in endorsements in the next 3 years.
If she keeps selling jerseys and selling the rings like that, the way she's doing, she might have a shot.
LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony got $500,000 when they came into the NBA from Nike and Jordan.
But
LeBron got a $100 million deal from Nike out of high school.
No.
Yeah, he signed a $100 million deal.
Not his first deal. Not his first year.
You sure?
I go back, and maybe it was just Melo. Maybe I'm wrong about LeBron. Yeah, but she's not LeBron or Melo.
I think we've never seen.
Yeah, LeBron's first Nike deal was for $87 million.
87 mil?
Yeah, it was almost $100 million. Yeah, right out of high school.
Out of how many years though?
7 years.
Okay, so $10 million a year. So I'm gonna say this again: she's not making $10 million over the next 2 to 3 years from Nike.
Not necessarily from Nike,
not just from Nike,
but not Nike from everything that she's doing. Who knows how much she's making from State Farm. She's gonna get other endorsements, commercials, other stuff is gonna happen, and not to mention, I'm sure Gatorade and all. There's so many other things that's about to come up that she'll.
Plus, if she decides to play overseas, I don't know if she will or not. I wouldn't. But for the casual, it's more money overseas for the women overseas.
And which brings me to play overseas. As much as y'all trying to say it's not about money, they want to make a living, bro.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. Which brings me to my next point when we talk about money. And I'm not saying that WNBA players need to be making half or what Steph, LeBron, KD, those guys. By the way, and Marlon, when you type in, you could just mute yourself because it's pretty loud. 40, 50.
I want the people to know that somebody on this podcast is doing research and not just saying stuff.
That's good. Well, we got our guys in the back that do that stuff. They should be IMing us. But 40, 50, however many Steph, LeBron, half 40, $50 million. That's what they make. $250,000 per year is what the best player in the WNBA makes, which yes, they may play shorter time. Yes, they play half the games. Okay, cool, whatever. And hopefully Caitlyn does help this. And whenever Paige and JuJu get into the league, hopefully they help this too as well to bring more money, more revenue into the WNBA. Because at this point, because Indiana Fever, they went from a 12,000 seat stadium to 18,000. So it's getting there. So, but hopefully we can at least get these girls to be making a little bit more. But it's hopefully it's gonna take time. But
it's hard to do because the WNBA is a subsidized league from the NBA. So the NBA as a whole, it only generates roughly about right now like $70 million in gross revenue, and they're operating at about like an $8 to $10 million loss. So it's not the WNBA as a whole is not even profitable right now. That's why I was joking around earlier, saying like the Indiana Fever owners might start crying tears of joy because they might hit profit this year for the first time ever.
Yeah, winning 5 games last year.
Yeah,
Marlon. If you ever start a business, I want to come work for you. You just told her to turn down $5 million, but you're telling them to pay players more.
Yeah.
A
I'm
league that doesn't
not.
make any money.
I'm
You
not
want to
going
pay the
to.
players more.
We gonna get
With
past
what
this.
money?
I'm not paying. I'm not playing in no Big Three league and mess around getting hurt from some dude that's built like a linebacker trying to tackle me when I'm going in the hole to make a layup. I'm not
She's
doing it.
not going in the hole to make a layup.
She don't go to the hole to make layups.
Yeah, she does.
Come on, man. Come on.
Against
All right.
against some unathletic girls.
All right. So NBA, the playing games. We saw what's the score right now? The East.
Sixers just pulled
Miami,
off a
Philly.
win. Sixers just came back and won.
Sixers won. Okay. All right. And I saw Jimmy Butler got hurt. Is he?
He came back.
He's all right. Cool. And it looked like Joel Embiid ain't 100%. So that's kind of it's gonna be interesting to see if he plays. I know he's. I guess we can start with this with him now. I guess deciding that he wanted to play with Team USA. I think that's great for us. But looking at him and his health, it's like I mean, it's not till the summertime, so hopefully it's a couple months away. But we kind of need him to at least get back to 100%, which I don't. It looks like he needs to take some more time off, but yeah, as far as with the team, with the whole roster, Kawhi got into that last roster spot. As far as with the Team USA, I like it. We got defense, we got size, we got experience, we got quickness. I think you need kind of that balance of leadership with some old guys, also too with some young guys. With you got Tatum in there, you got some defense with Drew Holiday. You got Ant-Man, so you got some of the young cats in there, but also too you got the LeBron and your ADs and Kevin Durant's, Kawhi's, those guys too. So and not to mention Joel if he's fully healthy. So
Yeah,
I love
that Olympic team should just run right through to the gold medal. That this should be not a single game that's even within 15 to 18 points. Like, no, they're very well built. I mean, you got your zone busters and Steph and Devin Booker, because they're going to be teams that are going to try to throw a 23 zone at them, a 32 matchup zone at them. But those two guys, you can shoot them right out of it. So, I mean, you got Kawhi Leonard, two-way guys. You got Joel Embiid. You got Anthony Davis. You got legit bigs. Bam. I'm like, no, that team is built all the way around. They should just win every game by at least 20-plus points. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're always built like that, but I don't know if that's the case. I'm with you though. They should on paper.
Yeah, they should. They should. Now, if it was Spain from like 2012, 2008, I'd say that would be the only competition. That Spain team is done. France is probably the second best team in the world, and they're nowhere near that level. So USA should just breeze through to the gold medal game.
They got a lot of little Sergio Fernandez's and cats. Like I was looking at a mock draft, and they got two guys this year that might go on the top in the lottery from France. A young wing and a point guard that are both like 6'5" and 6'9". It'll be interesting. But like you said, they're young. They're not Spain and played together for a very long time at that point when they were challenging the U.S. and beating the U.S. So, no, you're right.
No, they Olympic team should just run right through it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So on the West, we'll start with the West. There was a lot of chatter around the Lakers possibly needing to sit some guys, get ready for either the winner of the Golden State or the Kings, and just try to go in after OKC. What do you guys think? I'll speak after you guys. What did you guys think about potentially getting the matchup that you wanted and not playing your guys against the Pelicans last night?
You can't play with fire like that. No, you got to get the win. Like the whole talk of like trying to lose on purpose and try to get the OKC matchup. Like you lose that game, now you put yourself at a risk. Like if something goes wrong, your season is done. Yeah. So you got to get into the dance and then just see what happens. So like you just got to get into the dance. I knew the Lakers were going to beat the Pelicans last night. The Lakers are a tough matchup for them. So, because New Orleans doesn't have the front court size or depth to try to match up with Anthony Davis. So, Anthony Davis had a very favorable matchup against them, which I just knew the Lakers were going to beat the Pelicans.
Yeah, you can't, like you said, you got to get into the dance. Your mama already paid the ticket. But unfortunately for the Lakers, she already bought the ticket, so she's going to let you go. but you better bring your ass home early. And they'll be home in about 5 games. So unfortunately for Laker fans, it won't last long at the dance for them. Um, but you can't play with fire. I mean, the Warriors went ice cold yesterday against the Kings and shit the bed. But I mean, could you imagine a Steph and LeBron for the play-in spot for the eighth spot, and and Steph just goes crazy? Now we're having a conversation about them not even making the playoffs. So
Yeah.
um, not something that you can mess with. Even the Kings. The Kings are a really good team that can put up a lot of points. Inconsistent, but not someone you want to just. I think both of those teams actually could have beat the Pelicans. So
Two great points, obviously, by you, Marlon. It- I'm not willing to. This team has been very up and down. I think after the post All Star break, we've been playing a lot better, with us being, down in the 10th, 11th spot, and working our way up to the 8th seed. So we've been playing a lot better. However, I'm not willing to risk just knowing how we can be hot or cold on any given day. Now we're talking not talking a series. We're just talking one game. We haven't beat the Kings all year. Steph, and you never know what Steph is able to do at any given day. So I'm not willing to take that risk. At the end of the day, if we want to be have some sort of a run that we did last year, we're gonna have to go up against the Nuggets sooner or later anyway. So it's not like we can just hope that the Clippers end up knocking them out, or the Timberwolves or whoever it is. Like, no, we're gonna have to go up against them anyway. So I'm not. I don't like running away from this. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Like mama mentality, Kobe wouldn't want. Like, I don't care. When you think of the as far as with the Nuggets, we own the Nuggets for years and years. Obviously, this is Kobe, era, but we've owned them. So it's like, nah, don't run away from it. Like, let's just go ahead and just do it, just play. We actually get a little rest with us winning last night. So, but we'll see. But transition over to Golden State. Is this the last time we see Klay Thompson in a Golden State uniform?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
should be.
Clay at this point, I mean, the he's going to want more money. He's not that level of player anymore.
Yeah.
His knees are done. His lateral movement is done. Uh, he's nowhere near the level defender he was 5, 6 years ago. Those knee injuries just ended all of that. He's really now just at best a floor spacer, catch and shoot quarter three to help your star player get space on the floor. That's really what he is right now. The but I mean, I said last year the Warriors dynasty's done. It was done last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, people ask is it done? I'm like, it was done last year. So, but Klay Thompson, I mean, if he's willing to take like vet minimum or maybe a little bit more, I think I'll bring him back. But anything more than that, I'm like, man, go test the waters. Good luck to you.
Yeah, I almost would go to the extent to say that we might have watched him play his last game. For
Wow.
Clay, I don't
Wow.
know um, how effective he is on another team. He can still play basketball. Don't get me wrong.
The
But if we
system.
ever see Clay again on a different team, he's not going to be the Clay that we're used to seeing and the Clay that he's used to being. So I don't like he went, I think, 0 for 8 or 0 for 10 yesterday. Like, I don't even think on another team he gets the opportunity to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things that made him great was that style of play that they had specifically for him and Steph in Golden State, which made them so hard to cover, so hard to beat. Um, and I don't know if I even want to see Clay chasing somebody around trying to be a 3 and D guy at this stage of his career. Like,
Mm-mm.
No, no, no. You have
what are
to
you
hide
gonna
him
do? Just
defensively.
you just gonna run around telling people I whooped y'all ass for 10 years. I got four
Four
rings.
rings. Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
dog, if you can't get a bucket, like, and I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just saying it's not like the clip once was when we seen him go for 30 in a quarter and 60 with 3 dribbles or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not that no more. And he can still get hot. A shooter gonna shoot, but I just don't know what that looks like in another uniform. So
Yeah. And I don't know if Marlon, I think we were recording by this time, but when he had his first injury, I think it was that ACL. I said when he was trying to work his way back, I would have traded him then. He still had some stock, not as much obviously after the injury, but I would have traded him then. I remember, at least I don't expect you to remember, but I remember saying on the podcast that I would trade him then, or look at that option of exploring trading him, just because he's never going to be the same. And he's just went. I think that next year another injury, and he just went downhill ever since. So. It sucks you never want to see your career end like that. You obviously want to have like a longevity, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. You want to have a long, obviously he's not on the level of those guys, but you just want to have a long career, and you want to go out on your own times, whether you're a shooter, a scorer, best player, whatever. So hopefully we can see him, but I don't know where he would fit. I mean, and he's not like he would have to, I don't know, maybe lose a couple pounds and try to just be one of these snipers on one of the teams. That's to where on defense he's going to be a liability.
Let's just
I
say
don't know.
defense. Let's just say defensively now you have to hide him. So he would have to be come off the bench. So like because there's rumors going to like Dallas might be interested in him. I think in the right situation, if he's like the 8th or 9th man off your bench for Dallas, and then depending on the matchup on the floor, to where you can hide him defensively and him be a floor spacer where he's catching and shooting the corner 3 off the swing because your star player drove and is keeping the space open for him. He has a fit there, but other than that, no.
Yeah, I got breaking news right now, and I wish this would have came about maybe 10 minutes ago, but breaking news: Indiana Fever's Caitlyn Clark is nearing a lucrative 8-figure endorsement deal with Nike.
Do you know what 8 figures is?
8 figures is a lot of money.
That's at least $10 million.
That's a lot of money.
It's good.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. So I don't know how many years. So we just know 8 figures. So
I mean, Marlon, we were just saying like 15 minutes ago. I said I think she might get like 10 million over the next couple of years.
You did say that, and I said I don't think she'll do that.
Yeah. So we'll obviously hear the official news in a little bit, but all right. So predictions from you guys: who is making it out the West? You obviously got the Mavs who are in there, who's been pretty good. You got the Clippers, Timberwolves. You got a lot of teams. We know we got the Lakers in there, of course, the defending champion Nuggets. So who are you guys making it out of the West for the Western Conference Finals, and then who's making it to the finals?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest here. If the Clippers beat the Mavericks, Nuggets will come out of the West because I think the Clippers would make it to the Western Conference Finals. If they get past Dallas, they're not beating Denver. If Dallas beat the Clippers, Dallas will actually have a shot to beat Denver in the Western Conference Finals. They match up with Denver very well. This current Mavs roster, they match up with them very well. Very well. Their side. Oh. There's an easier. Oh,
I thought it was somebody flushing the toilet. What's that?
On my phone. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. No, if you go back to when Kyrie hit the game-winning shot on Denver, just even watching that game, you'll see the front court size with Daniel Gafford and that crew, the size that they matched up with, even with Jokic. And not saying they shut down Jokic, but the size that it made some effects on Jokic, because Jokic is the biggest player on the Nuggets. So Dallas has the size in the front court, and they have the wings to match up with Denver. Dallas is the one team, I think Denver, honestly, they're not going to say behind closed doors. That's the one team to look at and be like, that's a tough matchup for us. That's a really tough matchup for us. So if whoever comes out of the Clippers Maverick series, if Clippers, Denver, if Dallas will have a shot to come out of the West.
Yeah. I mean, I think the odds-on favorite is the Nuggets. I would love to see Luka get there, because I think they have a chance to win it all. If they could, anybody who beats the Nuggets, I think, has a chance to win it all. Yeah, I got Nuggets and Celtics, man. I think this is the year Celtics finally get it done. The Clippers, Luka goes crazy against them, but doesn't really win.
Well, this is a completely different Mavericks team, though. Completely different.
It's a completely different Celtics team too.
No. I was talking about like Mavericks with the Clippers. Like, yeah, Mavericks struggled with the Clippers in the past. Like, Luka went off, but I'm like, this is a completely different Mavericks team facing this Clippers team.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like what's crazy about this version of the Clippers though is like Russ could come off the bench and go for 25, and just go crazy in the series and really dominate from the bench. Like I don't really see anybody matching that. And then they got, I mean, they still got the 6 man of the year probably, our candidate at least in Norman Powell. Shout out Dago. I just think that's a tough. If the Clippers could get through that matchup healthy, I think they pull that out. But I do agree with you though that the Nuggets have a better chance with the Clippers than with the Mavs. The Mavs get past the Clippers. I agree with you that that's probably the one matchup in the West that the Nuggets don't have a good night's sleep with.
I will say that when you talk about the Mavericks Clippers, real quick, if the Mavericks can force the Clippers to play a lot more of their small ball lineup and forcing Zubac out of the game, that's advantage Dallas 10 times out of 10. So that's really the key for Dallas is it's going to be the Harden Kyrie matchup, but it's also even bigger. It's going to be can Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively force Zubac out of the game? Because if they contain him and he struggles and Clippers have to play more small ball, advantage Dallas 10 times out of 10.
I have a question about that though. Who do they guard if the Clippers go small?
So if they go small, bro, their tallest guy, I mean, it'd be Terrence Mann, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Norm Powell. Like they go super small, super small.
But what I'm saying is, don't the Mavs have to match that? I mean, we're not
you
post up.
I know, but you're doing that. But Maxi Kleber will be your small ball 5. He's 6'10".
Yeah, who's he guarding though? And he's a fucking top guy, so we can switch that anyway.
But he can guard on the perimeter though. I'm saying like they wouldn't have a guy that can match Kleber.
He's not guarding Paul George or Kawhi
Leonard. No. He guarded Kawhi Leonard before, but like nobody's stopping Kawhi Leonard. No. I mean that's what I'm saying.
No. So when they go small, I don't know if that necessarily helps the Mavs because then you take away what I think you do best with is that pick and roll, whether it's Kyrie
and Luka,
or Luka running it, and one of them guys running to the rim, Lively or the new cat.
No, but with the small ball though, with Kyrie and Luka, you're not looking for you're matchup hunting. So you're trying to force the issue. You do guard picks because you're trying to force the switch. So you can get Harden on Luka or Kyrie, or you can get Norman Powell on one of those two guys. So you go one for a low, or you create isolation sets and you're on matchup hunting. So I mean that's what you do in that small ball situation.
I think the only matchup you want to see in that is Harden. And if I'm Harden, I'm running in the corner, and whoever they run over my way, we switching anyway. But I just think that's tough because I think that's the one thing the Clippers do have is a bunch of guys that could guard Kyrie.
Actually, the small ball lineup has not been good this year. It has really not been good this year at all. They missed Nicholas, but they missed Nicholas. That's against everybody. They desperately missed Nicholas Batum. They desperately missed him in their small ball lineup.
Yeah, I like Nicholas Batum. I'm just saying I don't know if that behooves the Clippers because I mean you saying a bunch of names that I think could guard. I mean, like you said with Kawhi, it's a bunch of nobody's stopping him, nobody's stopping Luka, nobody's stopping Kyrie. But I mean, that's the goal is to make him work a little bit harder each possession. And I think that small ball lineup does it with everybody except for James Harden. And that's in any lineup, James Harden ain't making it hard for nobody to score. But that's neither here nor there. But I mean, Kawhi, PG, Norman Powell. We forget Norman Powell before he started scoring off the bench. That's what he was in the game for, was to defend. Same with Terrence Mann. So those kind of guys. And then you got Coffee off the bench, who's long. He's not the best defender, but he's longer. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. I think that's the best matchup in the first round for me.
But I actually this outside of PG and Kawhi, who's really playing defense for the Clippers like that?
Russ will give it his all.
Yeah,
it's about as good as. That's about as good as.
They got a bunch of guys who were defensive guys at one point in their career or recently in their career. And I think on the other side, in the small ball lineup, who the hell is Kyrie and Luka guarding?
Oh, I mean, Luka's going to guard Terrence Mann regardless. They're going to hide him defensively. I said
he isn't on the court if I'm coaching the Clippers, but I agree.
The matchup problem the Mavericks are going to run into with the starting lineup is Kyrie is going to be forced to have to guard James Harden. that's going to be the matchup that right out of the gate. I know the Clippers are gonna try to attack, which they're going to have some success doing that. Well, on the flip side of it, Harden's going to have to guard Kyrie. So it's like it's going to be a back and forth in that standpoint.
Man, Harden better go match up with Lively or somebody.
All right. So speaking of, before we get into the East, their contract extensions as far as with Paul George have stopped. So we could see the last time this group together with Paul George. So I think it comes a point in time where you've had something for so long, and so we just can't keep giving you extensions, and we haven't got to where we want to be at the end of the day. So something's got to give. So we will see what happens with that. But who you got coming out the East, Jonathan?
Boston, no question. That's Boston. I'd be shocked if Boston doesn't come out of the East.
Yeah, I think it's crazy with this Knicks team. Are we gonna see? I don't know if we'll see anything like this again with the way the Knicks been playing. And when you got your New York hat, we'll talk about the Yankees in a second, Marlon. But I don't know. Could, and Jalen Brunson, with the way he's been playing, I think he's second, possibly third for MVP.
He's in the conversation for sure.
Top four.
He's up there. He's up there. So I don't know. I would love to see. It's just for me in my lifetime, the Knicks have been the most relevant, and I don't want to say in my lifetime, but as far as with me diving in and into basketball, it was the Melo years, and they really weren't even that great because they weren't even that great because of LeBron. So I would love to see, for once in my lifetime, I would love to go to Madison Square Garden too as well. But I would love to see them at least, get over the hump. But I don't know. We could see a possible Cinderella story with them.
Well, with the Knicks, Julius Randle's out for the year, so that's a humongous
it
loss.
Hurts.
That hurts. So, and they got the Sixers now. So, I mean, if Joel Embiid starts getting someone in rhythm, are we sure the Knicks are going to beat the Sixers?
It's a great rivalry. So
if Joel Embiid can somewhat start getting back in the groove here, the Knicks may not make it out of the first round. I mean, I got to be honest here.
Well, this is what I'll say to that and to the Celtics point, because I mean, Marlon on this show has been saying the Celtics was going to win a championship for the past 10 years. So the problem is
I was not expecting that.
They've been in this position literally for the past 3 or 4 years, where talent-wise, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have been in this spot where we're like, okay, this is the year. This is the year. No, we thought it was last year, but this has to be the year they take the next step. So I don't know. And Joel Embiid and James Harden was in the same situation for the last couple of years and couldn't get over the hump. The only team that we've seen do it is a team that I really hate watching play basketball, the Milwaukee Bucks. The only thing I can say about the Knicks, which is a bad thing and a good thing, is we don't know what they're going to do with this. I mean, we saw Jalen Brunson in the playoffs with the Mavs. He had a hell of a run when Luka got hurt. They didn't really go far, but he did his thing. But it's like, man, I can't put too much hope in the Celtics. I can't put too much hope in Joel Embiid. We've seen him shit the bed in the playoffs. So, I mean, maybe the Knicks is the team, because really, you need that guy that's going to will you to these wins. And Jalen Brunson, the second half of this season, well, really all season, but the second half of the season, once they've been battling the injuries with OG Anunoby coming over, being hurt, with Julius Randle, like you said, being out, I mean, he kind of put this thing on the back. And he's doing what was 2 of his homeboys with DiVincenzo and Jason Hart. So I think that's dope. But we'll see, man. I don't know if they got the bigs to really make a run, to your point, handling Joel and then, the size of the Celtics pause. But, you never know.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen them fail recently.
Yeah. And as you said, same thing with the Nuggets. They're consistent. They're going to be around. They're going to be there. So
until somebody beats them, right? That's how they
All right, Jonathan. Before I let you go, I know you're a huge Rangers fan. I'm just pulling up the standings right now in the AL. Yankees right now, number 1.
Well, the Yankees are on a 3-game losing streak right now, though.
And they still number 1. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, Mavs Rangers aren't doing too bad, 10-9. Not necessarily great, but in first place in the AL West. So, how are you feeling right now about the Rangers? And any thoughts of those? By the way, the Yankees announcer, I think he's gonna step away and retire. I
Yeah,
think I heard that.
they just announced it. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. So, but yeah, how you feeling about the Rangers?
It's early. It's still early season. I mean, we still got a long way to go. It's a long season. Like baseball, it's kind of similar to like NBA standpoint of like the season really doesn't get like real until like after the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's when you always see like these teams that get off to slow starts, like they'll start getting hot after the All-Star break, stuff like that. Like back in the day, that's how the Oakland A's always were back in the day. They would suck for the first couple of months, and after the All-Star break, they would just catch fire out of the blue. Rangers, I'm not too worried about them. It's early season. I mean, they got so many guys hurt right now. It's not even funny. I mean, Max Scherzer, he's still out. Jacob DeGrom should be coming back around late July, August from his Tommy John. I mean, our closure situation, I think we're somewhat starting to figure that out now. Because Leclerc has been just so iffy closing out games. Our bullpen has still been kind of shaky. We called up our Jack Leiter, who's been our top pitching prospect for the past like 2 years. So he's getting his first career start tomorrow. So I'm interested to see how he's going to look against the Detroit Tigers tomorrow night. But I'm not too worried about it. Once Scherzer and the Grom and a lot of our top heavy hitters in the pitching rotation come back, that's when I actually start judging the Rangers and what they look like.
Yeah, injuries at this time of year is not as deadly as it can be in some of those other sports. Um, but yeah, man, the Yankees won today, so they ended that 3-game losing streak. Thankfully, I don't know what's wrong with them with the Blue Jays the last couple of years. Like they always struggle with them. But the AL East is going crazy right now. Like you said, it's early in the season, but everybody in the AL East has
At least
10
10 wins. Yeah.
I mean, Baltimore's legit too. Baltimore's super
Baltimore's
legit.
12 wins. Second best record in the league right now. But just to give you kind of a range of that, like in the AL West, the Rangers are the only team with 10 wins, and everybody in the AL East has 10 wins or more. So um, it'll all balance out. Like we said, we just played 2 divisional teams already early in the season. Um, but yeah, man, it's just fun. Baseball's on.
Astros are trash right now.
Yeah, good. They deserve it. They deserve it.
For real.
I do like Minute Maid Park though.
Oh, also before I go off to, did you guys see Jonte Parker got banned for life?
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
I did see that. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I didn't know he was in the NBA until I heard about the the gambling thing. So
yeah, I didn't even know that was Michael Porter Jr.'s brother.
Well, I knew about him at Missouri because he was there when Michael Porter got hurt and was messed up his back. He had reclassified up to play with Michael Porter Jr. so they could play together, whatever, go to the league. But he didn't do very well that year. And then Michael wasn't playing, so they kind of just stopped talking about it.
It's just wild. He got caught because FanDuel called NBA security on it.
Bro, he made $2 million and only made 20,000 betting. Like, what are you doing, dog? If you're gonna go, you gotta go. You better take a book from Shohei Ohtani's what's his name? Interpreter.
Oh, he's the fall guy.
Yeah, definitely.
He's the fall guy. You making $300,000, you get a $4 million line of credit. Come on, bro. That's not even believable.
This is my thing. They said Jonte Porter gave one of his boys a tip that he was hurt and wasn't gonna play, and off that bet, that guy made a $1.1 million.
Because you took the under on every prop bet.
Right. But you told me you only made 20,000 the whole season, and just lost your meal ticket. Like, come on, bro.
You got greedy, bro.
He'll take that $5 million to go play in the Big Three. Ice Cube hit him up.
Real quick, one last thing, Jonathan. I don't know if you're that fluent with golf, but I mean, obviously the big name, with Tiger, he made the cut, but I don't know if anybody thought that he was going to at least get to the points where he could win this thing after making the cut. But
man, he shot a 10 over after making the cut. Like, oh my God, he was rough that day.
No,
so rough that day.
Some people are saying he needs to retire. Some, this and that. I do
people
love
don't know anything about golf.
and I do love when he plays with Charlie. I think that's amazing to see him out there with the son. But what's Tiger's next step now? Just
Dude, he might because he just opened up like a miniature golf course here in the Dallas area.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
so
Frisco, right?
yeah. So he might
Okay.
just need to retire and just live off that, bro. Because like
Yeah.
it's getting to that time, man. And shout out to Scheffler, DFW kid, winning the
we go.
Masters. Yeah, out of Highland Park. So kudos to him, DFW kid winning the Masters. But yeah, Tiger, man, oh boy, like that. Because he was at a 1 over. He was at a 1 over, made the cut. So I'm like, okay, wow, he's only like 7 behind the leader. That's not bad. And then the next day, I'm like, dang, bro, he shot a 10 over. Like he was, that might have been his worst day ever as a pro.
Yeah. And
Man, I don't know how much you got. We got a shout out. I'm glad you mentioned Scotty Scheffler. He is on a tear right now. I'm talking about you. Like we haven't in our lifetime. We probably will never see anything like this again. I mean, he's on a Tiger type run. He's not Tiger. I'm not saying that. But
I
if
have
this
heard that
continues,
though. I've
if
heard
this
that though.
run
Yeah.
like he's top 5 every time he steps on the golf course.
Yeah.
Even if he's not winning. Like his caddy has made more money this year than Rory McIlroy.
It's just a difference.
Guys
It's just a difference when Tiger was winning a lot of these majors way back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. He was winning these majors by like 13 strokes, 12 strokes. Like he was killing the field when he was winning these majors.
Yeah.
Dumb question. Was this his first Masters win?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Scheffler,
it's the second. He's the first 2-time winner before 25. Second
oh,
one.
damn. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
But he's been legit. I mean, he qualified for the Byron Nelson when he was just like 16.
Yeah.
So no, he's been like legit for a while.
Same high school as Matt
Stafford.
And
Clayton Kershaw. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Scotty's a dog, man. He's one of my favorite guys on tour right now. But you got to look at it like this. Tiger made the cut, like you said, had a terrible day the day after making the cut Saturday. His body isn't what it used to be. But the fact that he's still making cuts in majors tells you that he's still one of the top 30 golfers in the world. And we're telling him he needs to retire. Like, and people are probably going to say that about me and Clay too, because he's a shell of himself. But what we're seeing with Caitlyn Clark, right? Like her impact on women's basketball right now, the viewership, the money, all this kind of stuff, is what Tiger did for golf. So Tiger is going to leave on his own accord. Like he's going to leave when he's ready to, when he wants. Like nobody's going to push him out. We're not trying to get rid of him too fast because, I mean, when he was making those runs, even when he first got hurt, players on tour would be like, yo, we want Tiger back. Or when he got into the whole situation with the women and his wife, all that, like we want him on tour because the prizes are bigger when he plays. More people watch, more money to be earned. Like, so I still think he has maybe not the same effect, but that type of effect. And with Live Golf coming, I mean, PGA needs whatever positive influence or positive impact they can get with their viewership, because the Saudi money is not going nowhere.
Yeah, no. But you're right. You're right because we have such this high level of standard for Tiger. So like we keep forgetting, like making the cut of these majors, bro. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
It was like 20 something in a row, like 20, 26 in a row, something like that. Yeah.
Like it's if you're still making the cut, like you're still a damn good golfer, like on a very high level. So like it's just that we hold Tiger to like this Hall of Fame level status. Like you got to finish like top 5 like every single major.
You know, y'all gonna think I'm crazy when I say this. Since Michael Jackson, I've never seen anybody. Yes, it's crazy. Since Michael, I've never seen guys just like are in awe over him. Like just with the amount of the crowds that he draws in, just everything. Like people love him so much, and but it's not like on the level of like Jordan or LeBron or Brady or nothing like that. Like this is completely different. Like it's just that magnitude. Like he's still, even though he's not a great golfer, he's still pretty good, but he's not a great
Still
golfer
pretty
at this point. But like I think truthfully, because everybody grew up on him, so with just the like he's worldwide. Like he's still box office. He's still somebody that demands a lot of attention, crowds, everything. Like people love.
It's still that effect because even when I'm looking at the leaderboards, my first thought is where's Tiger? Like that's
Everybody.
literally the first name I'm looking for.
Like when you look at if you're on Sports Center or whatever show and they're covering the Masters or covering whatever, even though Scheffler won, the next story was Tiger. Not anybody, DeChambeau or whoever. Like it's Tiger. Like you still it's
Tiger Woods is the Cowboys, the Yankees, the New York Knicks. That's what he is. I'm telling you,
it's true.
It's true.
He's the lead story in that sport, regardless of whatever, because he's what gets the views. He's what gets the clicks. He's what gets the eyes.
Yeah.
Very weird analogy with Michael Jackson. I didn't know where the hell you were going there.
But it kind of makes sense though, doesn't it? Like
I
people
crying and stuff.
It's close. It's close.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Never mind.
Okay.
This isn't a podcast for that.
Yeah. All right, Jonathan, man. It's been great. We'll give you some of your time back, man. We appreciate you for joining. It's been good covering everything, and we'll definitely get you on soon because NFL draft is coming, and we'll talk some more Cowboys in the summer, see what they did or what they didn't do, and we'll go from there.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming, bro.
All right. Let me see how I can do this. I'll get you off, Jonathan. Hold on.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm gonna put. Cause I remember happened last time.
Yeah, Marlon, can you do it? Cause I don't
know how to do that.
Oh, I got it. All right, man. We'll see you. All right. Yeah, it was weird last time, man. Like I don't.
Oh, then we lost the video, didn't we?
Yeah, we lost the video. We couldn't post it, so I don't. It was weird, but all right. Last thing I got for you, man. The Drake, Rick Ross, Metro Boomin, Kendrick beef. It seems like it came out of nowhere. I didn't know Kendrick and Drake had beef.
Apparently, it's been going on for a while, man. And us casuals just haven't been privy to it. But
I was like, oh wow, that came out of nowhere. But he came for, and J. Cole like that. Just do your dish.
Don't hear anything else from J. Cole.
Don't come on now, man.
And let me say this too. Great verse on Red Leather. I don't know if you heard the Metro Boomin and Future project, but he got a verse on there. I think that's also why he kind of tucked his tail. Because he was like, wait, I'm on a song with the Ops. Red Leather, great verse.
Was it on the new one that came out?
Yeah, it just came out. Great verse. But I don't want to hear it ever again.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything from J. Cole. I don't want to hear anything from North Carolina. I don't want to hear Petey Pablo. Only thing I want to hear from North Carolina, Michael Jordan. That's it.
Tar Heels?
And the Tar Heels. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I'm not... you should have thought about how your feelings when you were writing a song, when you were recording a song, but then you go and as you're on tour. Oh yeah, I apologize. Like, what are we doing here? It's y'all not gonna kill each other. Y'all not gonna do no.
And he was playing pity pad.
Y'all not gonna fight. Like, okay, it was true. Like some of his albums were not great. And he started to fall off, and now he's maybe looking for attention, which we're going to talk about Rick Ross in a second. But Kendrick is not.
Ross begging for some attention, boy.
Kendrick is not the rapper that he once was when he came out. That's why I always say rappers don't need to take off as much time if you're not on that level. Rappers and singers, certain artists in general, like Rihanna, Beyonce, they can drop something whenever, and they're going to be relevant. Like,
yeah, but R&B and rap is so different. Like.
But sometimes it just depends on what type of music you put out. I'm saying, but when you're on that level, Jay-Z can drop something. Eminem's one that's a little shaky. Like he still has fans. He still has fans. Don't get me wrong, but
Marshall Mathers LP. That's all I want to hear from him.
Yeah.
But like, I also think the part of the problem is like Jay-Z, for example, Drake. They're so tied in. Like they see everything, they hear everything that goes on. Kendrick, when he removes himself, J. Cole, when he removes himself, I feel like they don't hear anything. Like they go dark. They're not online. They're not listening to the newest music. Like, so it's a disconnect sometimes when they come back. Like some of the stuff J. Cole said, like you said, it was true. But it's also some of the stuff that people online have been saying about J. Cole his whole career. So like it isn't something that you had to take back. Like you didn't say anything about his family,
No,
his kids, his wife. Like, come on, bro.
didn't take his girlfriend. Like
You
it
said you was
wasn't.
Muhammad Ali, bro. Muhammad Ali went to jail so he wouldn't go fight a war. Like he stood on business. Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali.
It was bad.
You know
It
who
was.
he is right now? He's Adrian Broner.
I like that.
He's not Muhammad Ali. He's Adrian Broner.
I like that.
Yeah, he's
New trash talk here and there, but that's where it stops.
yeah. But
That's
hey, you
that's
never seen him in a big fight. Seen him
no,
lose some fights he shouldn't have lost.
no.
Like, and
Now,
people were saying he was gonna be the one to get the bars. He
mm,
said he had the bars.
um,
But Drake got him.
yeah, which I didn't know if it was AI or not because I heard like 3 or 4 of them. I definitely thought it was AI,
The first, well,
but
he said the first one was like and I just watched this podcast with Maul and Rory. And Maul was texting Drake. Uh,
yeah,
but the first version that came out that sounded very similar to this most recent version um, was just like a different production, like a different beat. And they
mm,
took some of the words and put it over that. But it wasn't the final one. But the final one, they done dropped it.
yeah, and I love it. Just I love it.
Everybody could get it,
I love
dog.
everybody, and that poor Ross. I get it. For one, I got a couple things to say with this. For one, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. You are the Drake is the sole reason why you have all the hits, the big hits that you have.
A
Like
very big part. Yeah.
Rick Ross is not, and I'm a huge Rick Ross fan. Like
Same.
leg days, like is dedicated to him. That's
That's
for
hey
years and years
yo,
and years.
hey
T-
yo.
Come on now, Teflon Teflon Don. I still listen to that album this year for Teflon Don. But when you look at certain after Mastermind, I think it was God Forgives I Don't was maybe the first Drake feature on there. But DJ Khaled has a lot of songs with Drake on there. So for you to just try to, it's just like attention. No, you're white boy, white boy. I mean, it was funny at first, but now it's like, all right,
Man,
he not
taking it too
responding to
far.
you.
He trying to bully him out of his spot. Like I
It,
can't out rap. Like, did you hear what his song across the song?
yes, like once or twice, but yeah.
You know what would have been great on that song?
What?
A Drake
Drake?
verse. Like
Yeah,
that's what's so crazy about your song.
yeah,
Like this is not a bad song. It's not a good diss track, but it's not a bad song. But like
yeah.
this might have been the top five with Drake
It
on it.
it would have spiced it up a little bit. He would
It
have
would have
did
been.
what he does. Like they
Bro,
have.
I don't even know why he's mad at Drake. Like he said something about
Oh, he took his girl. So it's something with his girl. I was telling my wife this. It was so he did something where I don't even know the girl's name. I can't keep up with these
his
girls.
ex, his ex girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
I Drake did something to where got her to a show, or Drake did something like that.
But that was after that was the second one. Drake plays chess. Like Rick Ross
Wow,
unfollowed him,
yes,
and then Drake did that.
I thought he did it first, and
No,
then Drake,
because
and
on
then
the
and
at
Ross
the,
unfollowed
at the end of the Rick Ross song, it says he unfollowed him because he sent a cease and desist to
to French Montana.
French Montana.
Yeah,
That's when Drake sent the DM to his girl, brought her to the show. But like Drake is in the middle of war, like he just got attacked. I can't like the fans. Next time I rap again, I got to be coming back at Kendrick. I can't be rapping on a future about let's go save the kids in Africa with like with French
yeah,
Montana. Like that could come out next month. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like so. I just didn't get why he did that and why he raps. Like, bro, you should have stuck to the funny stuff the whole time. But even at that, I saw Gilly the kid go at you on some funny stuff online,
Hmm. Oh,
and
yeah,
you got,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
It's the
like,
biggest
this the
wing stop.
biggest. You know, he went at it, but that's what he been doing lately. He went at DJ Envy, DJ Envious,
Yeah,
like they were like, bro, this what you've turned into, Ross? Because you
yeah.
are one of you are a rapper that we like.
I. As far as Ross is not one of those rappers that's going to get you massive hits. It's just really stuff that you ride around with your car, stuff you work out with. Like you don't really, oh man, he said this or no. Like Drake, Jay-Z, those are rappers where we actually listen to what they're saying.
Right.
Ross is he just whatever. But unfortunately, that's really what Wayne is now. You just because it's Wayne, you gonna listen to it. But
Yeah. But
I
he got some stuff that I still like. His Aston Martin music, like
yeah,
there's still songs. I'm not gonna play them all the way. Like I don't listen to his music, or I won't go back and turn on something from the Port of Miami or something like that.
Port
But
of
like,
Miami 2, yeah. All right.
like dog, this ain't your lane.
He
Your
got a
song was bad.
he got a project with him and Meek. Like I said, and Meek is like I said, we were talking about Meek a week or two ago. He's still like I didn't really get on the Meek up until Ross and they had like the um Maybach, the self-made 1, 2, and 3 and all
Hmm.
that stuff.
Hmm.
So I mean I'm huge fans, but it's with Ross, it's like you want the attention and it's getting worse. Like you're doing
Hmm.
stuff every single day. And he may post 1 or 2 things, but it's like if he posts a paragraph, that millions of people loved it. You probably didn't like it, but I mean, but just it just
Bro,
makes you look very desperate at this point.
bro, Maul texts Drake. Maul texts Drake and said, "Hey man, I know your phone probably going crazy right now, but what you think about this Ross diss track towards you, man?"
Yeah.
You want to know Drake's response to
What?
Maul? He said, he was richer than me. I
Yeah.
turned it off.
Which I agree. Like I don't care how big your house is. I don't care how many car shows you have. I don't care that you have a jet. Like you are now, and which this is
Said he
why
was
he'll try to
richer
go
than me.
back to, which is why he tries to go back to Birdman and talk about the Birdman stuff. But regardless, I don't care what I'm still may owe. How much Birdman and Wayne get checks off of me. I, Drizzy, Drake,
And see, this is why the
way
internet
more
generation
money.
is so bad.
Yeah.
Because Rick Ross told us the whole time when he was buying that big old mansion from Evander Holyfield, he
Hmm.
told us he got it for pennies on the dollar. So you can't come back now and say, "Oh, I bought this $50 million house." You told us that you only paid like $5 million for that house.
Yeah,
Like
because nobody wanted it.
the internet told us. It told
Okay.
on like you told on yourself. Now we bring it back up. We see what
Yeah.
Drake paid. I don't know if you know about Canada real estate, but it's more expensive than here.
Yeah.
Um,
Facts. Yeah.
but I mean, I think the real battle's between him and Kendrick now. J. Cole, you not only let Nas
Or
down, but you let Marlon versus Marlon down now too.
facts. Facts.
Um, but yeah, I can't wait to see what Kendrick says. I, the verse was cool. I think it was corny that it was on somebody else's song. Um, and I hope he doesn't do a whole bunch of that, like "ow" and all that
Hmm.
kind of stuff on his next song, because if he does, I just see
Facts.
Drake coming with another anthem like back to back, like we're gonna be playing it in the club, and
Hmm. Which that's so, the fact that back to back is still to this day one of his biggest hits that he's ever
bro,
had
I don't
is
skip it ever on Pandora.
no, like it's
And
but and
we're shouting out to all the boss bitches, wife and niggas. Like
we
it's
know all the
crazy.
words. We know
It's crazy.
all the words. All the words. What's Uncle Steve talking about back there?
Oh, I don't know how you got on my TV. Must have been because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. All right. Well, shoot. I gotta go run up here and get these kids. 10 o'clock already. Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Guess it's
this was
late.
your doing.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah. Next week for sure we got the draft. We'll cover that. We'll see what these playoffs is looking like. We'll see. Lakers gonna steal game one. I'm calling it now. The Lakers are 7, by the way. Uh, so yeah, we'll see where we at, man. But you got anything else?
Lakers will be home in 7 days. At least they'll
Oh,
get back to a good altitude, man.
yeah. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
We out.